land of Golarion, where the tales unfold, with Barrister and the cleric, with magic to behold. Garen, the bard, with songs from the soul.
Yeah, it's going down.
With secrets untold. Every story's so grand, with friends and foes. Together we stand, exploring the wilds through thick and thin. In this epic quest, let the adventure begin. Oh. This swashbuckler, daring and bright, Nurgle the fighter, fierce in the fight, and Ember the rogue, with skills that thrill. Together they embark on an epic ordeal.
Lee, when you're stepping your bottom up the top of the camera.
You think I'll feel any cooler?
Don't know.
Battles and trials, we shall prevail. With our kingdom rising, we will never fail. From the stolen lands to the throne we claim, Pathfinder Kingmaker will make our name. Oh, oh.
That fucking music, I mean. Fucking hell.
From the stolen lands to the throne we claim.
You are so hot.
You feel a little bit cooler?
Nope. All I'm going to say is maybe all I'm going to say is maybe the colours of the bedroom.
Land of Golarion,
No.
where the tales unfold, with Barrister and the cleric, with magic to behold. Garen, the bard, with songs from the soul, and Durak the druid, with secrets untold. Every story's so grand, with friends and foes. Together
Look at this
we
first before you go.
stand, exploring the wilds
Oh.
through thick and thin. In this epic quest, let the adventure begin. Oh.
Oh,
This swashbuckler, daring and bright, Nurgle the fighter, fierce in the fight, and Ember the rogue, with skills that thrill. Together they embark on an epic ordeal.
It's louder.
oh, cool fellow.
Battles and trials, we shall prevail. With our kingdom rising, we will never fail. From the stolen lands to the throne we claim, Pathfinder Kingmaker will make our name. Oh, oh. From the stolen lands to the throne we claim. of Golarion, where the tales unfold, with Barrister and the cleric, with magic to behold. Garen the bar, with songs from the soul, and Durak the druid, with secrets untold. Every story's so grand, with friends and foes, together we stand, exploring the wilds through thick and thin. In this epic quest, let the adventure begin. Stories so grand.
Oh, thank you.
This swashbuckler, daring and bright, look with the fight.
That wasn't all I was doing, but it only took a moment.
No, don't spoil it now.
Okay, well, let's kick off. Let's kick off with a summary of last session. And the last 2 sessions, actually. So, welcome to our little game of Pathfinder Kingmaker. So, last couple of sessions, you had answered the call for heroes put out by Lady Jamandi, Lady Jamandi Aldori. You found yourself at her mansion, enjoying a rather sumptuous feast, along with many other, people who had obviously answered that same call. Everything from random off-the-street adventurers through to minor nobles and dignitaries that had come to be part of what Lady Jamandi and the rest of the Brevoy nation had got in store, namely to retake the stolen lands. As you had settled down for the night after being told to return the following day to get everybody to get their charters, you discovered a plot to attack the mansion and perhaps to stop the events dead in their tracks. You courageously fought your way through the mansion and fought your way from the east wing through to the west wing. And as you did so, killing a number of bandits, a number of smaller giants of different kinds, catching up with Lady Jamandi, and eventually fighting off the leader of the bandits, some lady or other. Following day, the house was cleaned and the Great Hall was reset back to almost looking like it had never been attacked in the first place. And there you had received your charter. A number had been given charters directly to settle parts of the stolen lands. Your charter was slightly different. It wasn't at this point in time to settle, but to go to Oleg's trading and figure out Oleg's trading post, and to figure out a problem that Oleg had requested help with, namely some bandits that were proving a little troublesome for him. And so, with that in mind, you take the rest of that day to gather together, to get a little bit more to know about each other, and to collect items and goods and things that you wish to do. So I'm going to go round everybody. I'll give you a couple of minutes to kind of explain what you do in that day and particularly what you are looking for. And I'm literally just going to go with who I see left to right on the screen. So we start with Kath. I think this is probably in alphabetical order, so we'll start with Kath.
Okay, I'll go around the market looking at mounts, see whether they're suitable and healthy, etc.
Okay. Alright, so give me... Let me find Darak. I'm going to have you... I'm going to give most of you to get me to... Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to ask most of you to roll for things. So, I'll tell you what, give me a nature roll, please, Darak. And let us see what you discover in terms of mounts.
Can I close the prepared campsites?
Yeah, everybody close the prepared campsite stuff. And we were just testing it, so I'll reset that later. A nature roll.
I can even talk to them.
Okay, 24. Okay, yeah, I mean, moving around the markets themselves don't particularly have any mounts and stuff that you're interested in. So you kind of spread yourself out a little bit further around Restov. Eventually, you settle upon kind of located just on the outskirts of the city, an area where it is pretty resplendent with animal husbandry of all kinds. There are places that are selling cows and sheep and other kind of cattle. Places that sell chickens and other kind of small fowl and other kind of small animals, rabbits, etc. But you do find a couple of places that are selling horses and mules and ponies. So anything of that kind of ilk. There doesn't appear to be any war horses for sale anywhere in Restov, as far as you can tell. It seems that whatever horses of that ilk are trained, they are given to the various noble families and used either for very nasty light cavalry or just for their own use. There are no war horses at the moment, but you can certainly purchase normal horses.
I'll look for the best riding horse I can find out of the bunch, and buy one of those and tack saddles, saddlebags and things.
All right. Okay.
I also want to look for some cold weather gear, just in case for the weather turns, and buy some of that.
Cold weather gear, sure. All of those are available. So just I can't remember how much. We'll need to double check how much a horse is, but just a horse and tack, and just delete that. And then I will cause a kerfuffle by doing this.
Once we get the money that was split from between the party, that basically matches what Evil worked for sharing out.
Yeah, was that 12 gold each?
12 gold, 5 silver, and 8 copper, or something like that. I think it came to.
Everybody can add that to their character sheet then.
So after I bought these things, I literally gained 1 silver and 8 copper.
Sorry, it was 12 gold. How many silver?
I think it was
5,
12,
I believe.
5, and then
12.5.
8 copper or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so Derek, you will now see in the party group that you have a horse.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, and when I get back to town, I'll tell people if they want horses. There's a good place that all the horses are healthy. It's up to them.
Okay. Cool. All right. So now we go to let's go to Shell next.
Hi. So Shell's never actually had money before. This is the richest she's ever been in her life. She's a bit doesn't really know what to do with it. So she's going to do the sensible thing and buy some nice clothes and a book, and that's pretty much it. She's already got equipment for adventuring. She's already got weapons, so that's absolutely fine.
Oh, no. Sorry, the map's gone all crazy and dice are rolling all over the place because I've just moved time on for another day. But we'll come to that. I'm going to pause to count the time so it doesn't move. Okay. Do you know you can probably give me a diplomacy roll.
Diplomacy? I don't have diplomacy.
Oh dear.
Sorry, I got 10.
It's not very. It's fine. This is just. It's not that you don't find it. It's to figure out whether you find yourself in the more affluent part of the city, looking for the really fancy stuff and more expensive stuff, of course, or whether you just sort of settle for something, and you end up settling for what appears to be a rather nice clothier store. Again, not the market itself, but inside. A store just off the market. It sells all kinds of fancy clothing, not quite noble attire, but certainly aimed at that upper middle class.
Fantastic. Is this the kind of shop that 2 weeks ago I wouldn't have been able to afford to shop in, but now can?
Yeah.
Head to have shirts thrown me out. So what I need is a kind of nicely cut jacket that I can wear over the top of my leather armour. A kind of long, kind of split, like travelling skirt to go with it.
Yep. Yep.
And that's it, really.
I would say the quality of clothes that you get, it's probably 4 or 5 silver.
Really, is that all?
Yeah.
So, and a nice hat as well to kind of cover my. Essentially, I'm aware that going out into the wilderness, people are going to be a little bit less. Well, I feel like I should be aware because I'm from around here. As we head out into the wilderness, people are going to be a little bit less chill about multiracial characters. So I'd like to kind of downplay that a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Let me just double check.
Yeah.
You want clothing. Okay, so yeah, I would say you're getting. Well, it's up to you. Do you want to go for explorer level or fine level?
I'd imagine this is more fine, purely because the characters never had money before, so it blows all of their money on a fancy outfit.
Okay,
a well built,
2 gold, and you should be able to search for fine clothing. Just drag and drop that onto your character. Also, if you're buying stuff that's not a horse, once we've gone through the transaction, just drag it onto your character. Okay.
Clothing.
So by the end of the day, you kind of rock back up at the mansion. So the lady's kind of extended her hospitality to you as a group until you deem yourselves ready to leave. However, you do get the impression that whilst she's not going to be so impolite as to kick you out, you do get the impression that really is maybe a day or so maximum before she's going to start going, I did give you something to do and you're clearly not doing it.
Yeah.
Kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some.
Is there any chance of hitting a bookshop as well?
Yeah.
As part of the same role. So I'm going to take a gold off as well for a nice book, and I'll add that into my inventory as well.
That's quite a lot. You
It
probably
is.
get half a dozen gold, but if you want to, you could. Maybe Shell, you are a little bit. You find a bookstore, a bookshop, like a, its proprietor is a halfling, and you get carried away by a book that the halfling waves at you. It keeps talking about things like first edition and signed by the author, and you kind of like, oh, this is, and it's a really famous elven author called J.R.R. Tolkien.
That's kind of the style that I'm going for, yeah.
So you've got this like first edition elven author J.R.R. Tolkien, and it's like it's got wooden what do they call them?
Legs.
They're like pictures, but they're in wood. They're in like on wood. It's like
They're not carvings. They were reliefs.
they're not, no, something like that. But it's got a load of those in it, and like really interesting pictures of elven stuff. Mind you, you are elven background, aren't you? You are half elven, and so you recognise some of the fabled places of the elves that as you were growing up, you were told about, but were never allowed to go to because of that green pallor that you have. Cool. All right. Nicely done.
Story, yeah. I'm gonna.
Dart. What are you doing? What's Ember the Second doing? And by just so everybody knows, Dart gracefully agreed to switch out from goblin to an elf because it was obviously quite challenging to get the goblin to fit into what we were trying to achieve with Kingmaker. So thank you to Dart for doing that. That's really appreciated.
Right. Got a question. Did you say everybody gets some money at the beginning?
12 gold, 5 silver, and a bunch of copper. I can't remember.
4,200 copper.
Don't say that to Dart.
Which is like 42 gold.
No, come on.
12 gold and how many silver?
5 silver.
Thanks. And 99 copper.
No, it was like 8 or 9 copper.
I'm looking for cold weather clothing.
Yeah, you can find that.
Plus also a cloak. Actually, I already had a cloak, but anyway, I put it on my character sheet.
Okay.
I need to buy a healing kit.
Okay.
And a thieves kit as well.
All right, give me a diplomacy roll.
I don't have that skill.
Well, you do. Everybody has it. You're just not trained in it, which means it's going to be awful when you roll it. Not too bad. I like those dice. Not too bad. Okay. Again, likewise. You can find all the items that you want. So, cold weather gear costs 4 silver. A thieves kit costs you 3 gold, and a medicine. No, healer's kit costs you 5 gold. So the total cost is going to be 8 gold and 4 silver. You can just drop those on your character sheet. Again, nothing fancy. You find somebody down the back alley going, "Here, mister, want to buy some stuff?" And that's kind of where you get your thieves kit from. Your medical kit is from one of the stalls out on the market itself. A youngish lady, probably in her early 20s, definitely human, nothing else. No obvious heritage or anything, ancestry. Selling all kinds of fancy sort of herbal remedies and medical kits and all that kind of stuff. And so she, you don't get a deal on it, but she has a medical kit that she can sell you, a healer's toolkit.
Right.
Guy.
How much was the cost again? 'Cause
It was 8 gold and 4 silver. Negruk.
Okay, so there's a couple of things he wants to buy. So the first is he needs a healer's kit.
Yep.
And then one of the things he found was a dagger, and he wants to stick the dagger onto his shield to have shield spikes.
Okay.
I'm fine doing the crafting for that if I can find a blacksmith in the area if he'll let me use his forge, for example.
You can spend the entire day hammering and working metal. We're not going to make you roll for it because I think, as I mentioned before, off camera, off stream, that in this one instance that would be a no cost thing. You can, the lady Jamandi, she has her own blacksmiths, and you have a word with her and takes you to where her blacksmiths are, and you're quite happily let loose for half a day hammering away. So you can. I might need to do it for you actually.
Okay, well, in that case, for the other half of the day, I am going to trail Medi around as he goes shopping, because I want, out of character, to know if he's going to buy a horse and cart.
Okay.
Because I don't know, like, mechanically, whether Nigruk is going to hold the party back from being so slow, or because I know we had that conversation. He doesn't, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm still going to trail Medi around because I'm nervous about being big, heavy, and bulky.
Okay. Well,
that's it.
So you can add your it's 5 gold, sorry, for your healer's kit. So add that. No cost for your shield spike. I think if I remember rightly, does it not just turn the damage to a D6?
Yes. Piercing? I can't remember.
D6
piercing damage. Let me just edit your character sheet for that.
Where it is, there's a certain place for it, isn't there? It comes under a weapon, I think, from memory.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you replace the shield with a shield spike weapon, which has got the block trait.
Shield spikes, yeah.
Oh, there you go. We've got shield spikes here. Let me just drag these.
I've dragged it on.
Okay.
Attached to shield.
Yeah, attached. Yeah, sorry, I moved it. Can you right click and attach to shield?
No.
Attached to steel shield. Oh. There you go.
Well, there you go.
There you go. All right, and also don't forget to drop your healer's kit on your character sheet, which you have done. Deduct your 5 gold. Okay, we'll go to Garin then.
Exactly what Nigruk said. I'm going to be looking for a horse and cart initially.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy roll.
Then a thieves kit after that.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy roll.
Oh.
By the way, Ember, your character's called Ember Ranger, so I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, just the Ember. I can't change it. I can only change it in the character profile page.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, Garen.
I would like to use a hero point to reroll that, please.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, I even got that better.
You got a little bit better. The difference. Ow. The difference is in the cost.
I told him where to get the horses from, so I'd have told him the cost that I spent for the horse.
How much?
So he won't be 8 gold, the horse.
Oh.
It's 4 gold for the tack.
Interesting, my dear friend. You can buy a prosthesis, or a wheelchair, but you cannot buy a cart.
No, the cart's not been taken over from the original.
It's
Why
in
can
GM
you?
core.
It's in GM core, is it?
Mm.
Happy days.
And I think they're using
posted
a
it.
quarter of the price.
What was that?
I think they were scaling down to a quarter of the price of what's in the GM core.
Why is it a quarter of the price that it's in the GM
He's
core?
trying to fleece you, I'm guessing?
No. It's the prices were reduced for remastered.
This was remastered. This is GM core. So it's remastered.
Oh, okay.
Cart is
yes.
3 gold. Wagon is
25
gold.
gold. Okay.
Or there's cart for 3.
You can have a sleigh for 50. Okay, so
Yeah, 2 on 5. And 2 on 6. For
how much is the horse?
8.
8. Okay. Unfortunately, the only cart that you find, in fact, there doesn't appear to be anybody selling carts. You get the sense that cart sales are not something that happens often in the city of Brevoy. And eventually, you're kind of wondering what the heck to do. You've got your horse, so deduct your money for the horse, and I'll create a horse for you. And eventually, you kind of go to one of the sort of the stall folk, and you sort of start haggling about selling you his cart. And he's not sure, and he ums and ahs about it, and he kind of looks at you and he goes, all right. I can see if I don't, you're not going to let me go and give me any peace. So, 4 gold.
4 for that? You must be mad. No. Is that the best you can do? Because we're on a mission for Lady Jimani.
Well, you see, it means I've got to go find some other means of transporting this back to my farmstead. So, yes, if you want it that desperately, I'm happy to let it go for 4 gold. Otherwise, and he kind of gestures around at a bunch of people that you've already tried to talk to, and nobody's really interested. This was the only person that you could actually get to have a conversation about selling their cart. So,
in which case, sir, I shall thrust out my hand and gripping in a firm way and shake it. Well struck, my friend. A deal well struck.
And he kind of nods and he smiles at you, and I'm going to give you access to a cart. So everybody is observer, apart from Medi, who is the owner. And then I'm going to duplicate this. Been very slow tonight.
So I need to deduct 4 for the tack as well, wouldn't I, for holding it onto the cart?
You would need to deduct 4 gold for the cart, whatever Kath said for the horse, and probably a couple. Well, I don't know what the cost of the tack is. I'm sure Kath.
Normal tack is 4.
Okay, so yes, you would need to do that as well.
That's the saddle and things. So.
Yeah, done.
Do you need tack for a horse you're not riding?
No, you wouldn't do. So are you ever planning on riding this horse, or is this horse...
To be fair, you never know.
Okay, so it's up to you.
Yeah, I did
Better
that,
to
yeah.
have it, not need it, right?
Yeah. And then, of
I'll
course,
tackle.
sorry.
Go on.
I said then, of course, I'd get the thieves kit as well.
Yeah,
I'd follow Ember for that.
The thieves kit, I think, if I remember rightly, was 3 gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Down
I'll
the back alley with Nagruk and the bard and a big fighter around as well, following it.
I will catch up with Barristan later in terms of what he wants.
And I have 2 questions before we go any further.
Yeah.
You mentioned in the week that we're not to use the party stash for like a dumping ground, right?
Correct. But now you have. Go on, carry on, Chick. Sorry.
So could we split the healing potions out? Because everything else we're going to sell, aren't we?
Everything.
And before that happens, it happened at the time. I just want to remind everyone. I took a hand crossbow and some bolts off one of the corpses. We discussed it, and everyone was cool with it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So if you see me waving a hand crossbow, it happened. It's on stream. I just want to.
Yeah. I don't know why I can't move this. It probably won't go there because it's not the right thing. Oh no! So I'm going to put it in exploration because it should go in explore. There we go. Okay, Medi, you should be able to see a cart in exploration.
Fantastic, thank you.
And you should have Garin's horse pulling cart. Okay, so by the end of the day, you all kind of gradually drift back, and actually, you end up, Darak and Shell in particular. You notice kind of Nagruk, Garin, and Ember all kind of strolling back at the same time together, with Garin kind of leading a horse, pulling a cart. So I am going to do something. So now, assuming Garin is happy, I am going to allow, because what I've done is I've locked down how much weight you can actually put on your dash. I am going to increase your limit, if I can remember how to do it.
Right click on it, bro.
No, it's not that
So
easy.
1,000 tons.
You know, I remember I was doing this earlier, and can I freaking remember how to do it? I don't know. It's not that. Okay, I'll figure it out later. But I'm going to allow... So if Garin is up for it, you can utilise the horse and cart as your party stash for the time being, and I'm going to give you a bulk of 50. I'm also going to assume, without you needing to purchase anything for the moment, so if you look at history and medieval times, a merchant's cart was usually over half full with just the food to keep his animals alive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to assume that that on your cart, 50% of your total bulk is the food that you need to keep your horse alive.
Barley and hay and whatnot, yeah.
That was something I was pondering with getting a horse, is how much is horse feed?
Yeah. So you would just buy rations. You would just treat it as a ration and just call it a ration.
Okay, so the horse needs a ration in the same way as the human. So Darak's horse, Garen's horse will need rations.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll buy some of those.
Yeah.
And I suspect now, if we look at exploration, food per party days is 7. I don't think the game considers animals as requiring food. I don't think we have to go to that level of detail.
Right.
So we will not track food for animals. We'll just assume you have it.
Well, I suppose there's grazing for them, isn't there? Yeah.
And there's grazing,
Are
yeah.
you going to copy all of the party stash over to the cart then?
Evil's going to...
No,
Evil's gonna say
the party stash is now the cart.
We need to leave a space for Nagruk as well.
Yeah.
So your cart can have a single passenger on it, so Nagruk counts as passenger.
Yeah, you've got it.
Yeah.
So there'll be you, the passenger, and then room in the back.
Always room in the back.
Well, they're always room in the
Set
back.
max encumbrance for the party sheet. We will start at 50. And we'll see how that looks.
When do you know?
Alright. So, the following day.
Are we
No, I'm going to need
Great
to
Axe to Nigrook's play on?
headphones off for a
Got a
second.
question.
Gus.
I did
Everybody
yeah,
got
well,
a horse now.
but
Hold on, Dart.
Right back.
Chick asked a really good question. So, what was the group's consensus? I think Evil felt it was a good option because it adds to Nigrook's trip chances.
Agreed.
Okay, I will do that then.
Then it's done. I hate to get bogged down in this, but I think if we get this cleared out now, and then we can be free of that whole deal.
Dart, you had a question?
So everybody's bought a horse apart from me.
no, Shell hasn't either.
No, Shell hasn't either. So you will be travelling at the slowest person, which will be Shell,
Who moves at 30,
who moves at 30.
which is 2 actions per day, so it's fine. That's why I didn't buy a horse. Don't need one.
I can't afford a horse anyway.
You don't need one, Dart. You move at 30 as well. You're an elf.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're all good.
25, aren't we?
No.
Oh.
You're travelling at 30. Okay, so everything
25 without the horses.
everything was going to be sold on the thing, wasn't it? Effectively, that was left. Was there anybody else that wanted anything else other than the tracker goblins and the tracker goggles and the healing potions? Anything else that anybody wanted?
No, all good.
There was my old chainmail in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeping the chainmail, would that speed you up? Or are you just going to ride on the cart?
He'd still be 25.
Just sit on the cart, it'll be alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's 15, isn't he? Movement right now.
20, I thought.
If it sits on the cart, it doesn't need to get
If
dressed
he's wearing
and dressed
heavy
for
armor,
battle.
it's minus
Yeah.
10.
And I don't want that flapping around in the breeze.
I think it's
Not
minus 5 if you've got the
Oh, proficiency.
trained or something. Yeah,
Right, got it.
you trained in it.
Shush, guy.
Yeah, by the way, who's wearing the tracking goggles?
Nobody.
Nobody. So if you want them,
Or
If you'd like them.
I can track.
If
Well,
you can
anyone
track,
needs
it would make
Michael.
sense for you to have them, because then you'd get them track better.
Because I'm mainly going to be putting points in nature anyway. But that's a survival, so
Totally down with you taking the
Yeah.
tracker's goggles. That seems quite reasonable.
okay.
Because they need to be invested in to be used, so we can't just keep them in the cart for someone just to use for the joy of it.
Correct.
For what? There's a diamond next to the thing in my character sheet.
Yeah, that means it needs to be invested.
What does that do?
So it means that you have the ability to invest into 10 magical items that require investment. When you try and invest into your 11th magical item, you can't unless you de-invest from a different magical item.
Okay.
So basically, it limits how many magical items you can effectively manage that need to be invested in, because things like a potency rune. So Nigrook, I've just added the potency rune to your flail, so your flail is now a +1 flail. So things like that don't need to be invested in. So hang on, I'm just looking for your character sheet.
I've moved it across already.
I know. So if where did you get the grappling arrows from, Ember?
From start. Oh, I didn't realise they were uncommon.
No, it's fine. Do they require? They're uncommon. It's fine. It's 2 silver pieces per arrow.
Yeah,
And you've got 2, right?
Yeah, I bought them both.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. If you've bought them, that's fine. The only thing I would have questions on is anything that's limited because of a racial trait or feat, but we've gone through that. And anything that is rare. So if you look at your character sheet, Dart, where you've got your tracker goggles and you've clicked on the diamond, if you look at the very bottom, it says invested 1 of 10.
Oh yeah. Okay, got it.
Okay. All right. Are we good?
I think we're spandex.
Last question from me then, Zed. Is a rune on my shield way out of budget of everything at the moment?
Hang on. Bloody Medi, you've got ads going, and it's just caught me out.
Have I? Sorry.
No, it's fine. You've got. It's what you do. You have to have ads, right? Okay. So re-ask the question because I was caught off guard by what the hell is making a noise in my ear.
I'm just wondering if I'm getting a rune on the shield. I'm just going to make myself as defensive as possible.
Okay. I do not think you have the cash to invest in a shield rune right now.
They're 35 gold for a +1 rune,
no,
which you need
about it.
as a holder for a better rune. So
Yeah.
they're like 70 to 100
Okay.
for level
Yeah.
2 runes.
No worries.
Yeah. So I look. Don't stress out about cash right now. You are going to be rolling in cash in about 6 or 7 levels time. I mean, literally, you rolling cash in this game at the end. Okay, so let's move on. Following day, you
I've got a
wake.
question.
Go for it.
My elven spear can be held one-handed and two-handed apparently.
Yes.
How does that change its characteristics?
It changes the damage, and I think it potentially changes your multi-attack penalty, but I need to look into that. But it changes the damage from one dice to another dice. It also means you can't have anything else in your other hand.
Yeah.
Right? So bear that in mind, right? You can't say to me, I'm going to use my spear and then my bow.
Yeah, 'cause
That's too...
put
You've
one
got
away
to...
and
Yeah, exactly.
or
Exactly. Yeah.
Or I could use the spear and a hand crossbow at the same time.
No.
You could if you're proficient in a hand crossbow.
Right. Okay.
You may not be.
No, no.
Probably.
Okay.
I think it's martial, isn't it?
Are we ready?
Let's go.
Does anybody else have any more questions they want to ask me before we get going? No. All right.
Just evil when it comes up.
I can deal with evil offline or at break. Okay. This is the bit I wanted to look at.
I'm so excited.
You wake the following morning, refreshed and somewhat eager to set out on your journey westward towards Oleg's trading post. The excitement of the last sort of 24 hours ago has kind of faded in the back of your memory. And you come down, you are served breakfast by the servants. The lady Jamandi is not about at the moment, so you're not able to kind of meet with her or speak with her, etc. You are given a lot of rations, so everybody can add 2 rations to their character sheet, as you're given basic rations to get you part of the way to Oleg's.
It says rations 7 out of 7.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So
Where does it say that?
So in my character sheet, where I've got rations in my backpack, it says rations 7 out of 7, 2.
Okay. Oh, 7 out of 7, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, increase that by just add 1 more of those, so that effectively you've got 3 lots of 7 rations.
So that's 3 weeks of food, which is cool.
Yeah,
That's very nice.
that's fine.
Thanks,
That's fine.
lady.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Bear in mind that's rations. That's not basic meals. That's not fancy meals. You're going to have to learn the recipes and figure all that stuff out. Okay, that was what I was looking for. You are paused still for some reason. All right. You gather your items, you gather your accoutrements, you meet out in the courtyard of the lady's grand mansion. There is a small retinue of servants who kind of come to see you off, but essentially you are kind of left to your own devices. Nagruk jumps up onto the wagon. Okay, so what I need to do is I just need to do one thing. Give me a second.
I'll be doing something before we set off as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I did one of those too.
For the sake of this, apart from, I just need to drop it off Shell. So everybody's, just double check, because everybody, and Dart. Is all of your speed been set to 40? Yes, so Dart needs to go to his normal. Okay, Ember, sorry. Okay, we are good. So we've now got everybody at a speed that they are travelling at. And this is useful because as we go to the party sheet, and we go to...
I'm at 35.
You are, because I can't figure out how to the only way I can override that would be for you to strip your armour off.
How come my speed's 40?
And
Don't
put
have a
my
horse.
Because we're in a cart.
Okay.
I thought Nagruk was in the cart.
Nagruk is in the cart. So Shell and Ember should be at 30, which is her normal.
We're kind of outriders, right?
Shell's at 45. What have I done to give Shell...
Walking alongside the
Where
cart.
do I see my speed? I'm lost.
Main page in your character sheet, and it's about
Must
halfway
have
down.
character.
Land 30 foot. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Go back to 30.
Yeah, because I've just I realised what I did. I applied it. That was interesting why it went to 35 for you. It shouldn't have done.
I think I should move at 45. That seems reasonable.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that is physically possible at this moment in time.
You can only go 45 if you go meep meep afterwards.
Okay, so we will go to the explore phase. One thing that you learned through talking to the lady, the river Shrike, which is a river that runs from across from Brevoy and down towards the Gnarl marshes and beyond. There is a little bit of barge traffic, but it doesn't really move quickly, and it's almost like a towpath kind of thing, right? They often the barges get hooked up to horses, and horses follow the path. There is a path that runs, or a road, well-travelled road that runs sort of east to west from Brevoy along the northern banks of the River Shrike. You could get a barge to Nivacta's Crossing, but it wasn't going to give you anything, or you weren't going to gain anything, and so as a group you decided probably not worth the effort and the cost to get some kind of passage. Okay, so you have 2 exploration activities per day. Alright. You can move yourself 1 hex.
Before we start moving, I'm going to be talking to all the animals, including Ember's wolf, reassuring them that the wolf's not going to eat the horses.
And the horses aren't going to eat the wolf. Yeah.
The horses it was going to be the horses aren't to worry about the goblin, but the goblin's gone.
Okay. Alright. Absolutely fine. Give me is it a nature roll?
It's I can talk to animals. It's one of the abilities a druid gets. It's not a skill.
Okay, so each of you will note as so first and foremost, Ember's wolf hasn't been in the grounds, and it's not until kind of Ember steps outside the grounds and she whistles that this wolf kind of comes, this smallish wolf, not a pup, but certainly to Darak, to your eyes, this is definitely a young, sort of teetering from juvenile to young adult kind of wolf. Kind of comes slinking out and then goes over to Ember, and Ember just has her hand kind of down quite casually, and the wolf kind of comes up, sniffs and licks licks her hand. This kind of happens just on the outskirts of Brevoy. Prior to that, you whisper to the horses to keep them calm, tell them that it won't be a problem, to trust the riders and to trust those around them. And again, you re-emphasize that message as the wolf comes out, and you kind of watch as certainly the horse that's pulling the cart tenses a little bit. And so you do a little bit of the group, you kind of all watch as Derek kind of kneels down to the wolf and whispers something in its ear, and goes to each of the horses, puts a hand on the head, and again whispers something into each of the ears, and then kind of nods at you all as you kind of move out.
So my understanding is, because this first hex is already explored, we can actually double march into the second hex for the first turn.
Well, I was going to question, don't we want to be on this hex up here, the north of the river?
Yeah, it sounds nice. So let's should we go up one and then across one?
Yep. Well, actually,
or we're still at the top of the hex, aren't we?
Yeah, technically you're still in the top of that hex, so by all means, move yourself.
So we go to here.
Yep.
Apparently I lack permission to update token.
I'm not even seeing tokens on the map.
And then,
it's the big giant flag.
I don't know why you can't move it. I don't know. Hang on. Why?
Well, I thought I moved it initially, but clearly I didn't.
Oh, hold on a minute. So it's not already explored. It's just the fog of war. I do apologise. I assumed the green stuff was pre-explored.
Yep. Fog of war.
Fog of war. Right. In that case, let's just stick with the plan of going left. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So I'm stuck up there though. So I'm a bit of a dick.
Well, there's a bridge on the next one, so
yeah, I'll catch you up.
You're all on the north bank. You're literally following the road. I'm going to argue, technically speaking, okay, travel. So you progress towards moving into an adjacent hex in open terrain like a plane. Using one travel activity allows you to move from one hex to an adjacent hex. So you can use one travel activity. You don't need to reconnoiter this hex. It's kind of already a given that this hex is reconnoitered. So I will tell you when you need to start reconnoitering hexes. Cool. Midi, if you hover over the party, you can see that there is a big green border that's several hexes wide and 2 hexes deep. That is the initial extent of Brevoy, which means you don't need to reconnoiter any of that area because it's patrolled, it's managed, it's safe. So you've still got one travel activity which will allow you to move into the next hex if you wished.
I would like to do that.
Okay. Alright, so move. Can you move the token into that hex?
No.
You can't move the token into that.
Token.
Okay.
You say there that you can only move one square, but extra movement allows you to move through difficulty easier.
What?
But you have to march to move any further.
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
Ignore me.
Yes and no. It depends. So, in an area that you've already reconnoitered and therefore you've effectively mapped the hex, which is an activity that you can do, you do not need to redo that, and you just move at whatever speed, however many activities you have, you can move that many hexes as long as you are in open terrain. So at the moment you are in open terrain because you're following a road. If you were down in the mountains, that would become greater difficult terrain, which would require 3 travel activities to move from one hex to another. Okay,
cool.
Okay, so we're getting there.
We are.
We're getting there. Brilliant. Cool. For some reason, you don't. So you don't have the ability to move the sheet. No. Okay. Why do you not have ability to move? I know why. I know why it does that. Okay. Try now. Move it now.
No, I'm just dragging a circle.
There we go. that move for me.
Okay.
That's because you probably have the wrong thing connected, Medi. You need to highlight. You need to you're
Click on the flag and drag it.
big on the flag.
The thing that's up at the top,
Cool.
is that not the party? What is that?
That is the party.
Okay, I think I need to reload my UI because I've got a flag north of the city.
Yeah, I think you need to reload your UI.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
got it. Choose
We've made it to the
left.
crossroads. Hooray! Let's have a nap.
Okay. Towards the end of your first day, so I'm going to. You arrive at Nivacta's Crossing. I'm just going to pause the time for a second, and I'm going to set the hour to effectively 12 hours. So it's going to be like late in the afternoon. It's about 8:30 in the evening. You're greeted by a sort of. It's very dark, that map now, isn't it? You're greeted by a palisaded village sitting on the northeastern bank of the Shrike River. A low bridge allows access over the river to the wilderness to the south, the southwestern side of the bridge being fortified by well-defended towers. As you kind of approach, there are some lanterns lit on the gate at the outside of the palisade, and guards kind of step forward and, "Good evening, travellers. Looking for somewhere to stay?"
Indeed, good sirs. We're travelling from Brevoy.
You and several groups like you. Are you also under charter from the Lady Jamandi?
Indeed we are, and we seek a place to stay for the night.
Well, come. You're welcome. We're about to close up for the evening, just in case we get interrupted by bandits. We should be okay, though.
Why, thank you. And I'll just nudge my horse on.
Okay. You find your way in. There's an inn, the Gaudy Cockerel Inn. A couple of humans kind of a human couple kind of look after it. You get yourself stabled. You get your not you stabled. You get your horses stabled. You get the folk stabled. You get yourself some rooms. Cost you a few silver total for meals and rooms for the night. Anything you want to do while you're here?
Just bed down, I think, and contemplate our upcoming journey.
Okay.
Unless somebody else wants to do anything.
Or beer and
Quick
bacon
nap and
before
then get on with it, I think.
Yeah, beer and food.
Are you sure? So go to.
Oh, I'd like to find any information about the upcoming road.
All right. So if you look at the exploration tab on the party sheet, each of you have an activity. So if you click on the activity slot, the plus, it opens your character sheet on the activity on the exploration tab. You can then hit browse to see all of the possible exploration abilities that you have available to you. So for instance, Medi, you wanted to do find out information, so you would select gather information. Bear in mind, I think only one person can technically do. Oh no, one person can only do that. So you don't have to do anything, by the way. But if you want to do some kind of activity overnight, just set that up in the exploration tab. So it should appear on your character sheet. You then tick it, and it will allow come over to the activity tab.
Cool. No, I ain't doing nothing, mate. I'm going to sleep.
Okay,
Nothing.
that's
nothing
fine.
you can do.
Yeah, if there's nothing there that you want to
so
do.
mine would be gossip, wouldn't it, really?
Wait,
Right, let me have a look, because technically no. Technically. See, what have you got there, Medi? Because I saw gossip. and it wasn't listed in the standard list. So you'd click something else, I think.
I've got abilities. I think it's clicked on.
Yeah, it should be abilities. Gossip isn't in there. Gather information is.
So I can't find the gather information.
Under G for gather.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got gain contact, gossip, grow. So
do you have abilities ticked in the compendium browser?
Yeah, he has abilities ticked.
Well,
You've got downtime. That's why, Medi. Get rid of downtime. No. Right hand side.
Go.
Right. So you've got downtime ticked. So click exploration.
Yeah, done that.
Now click create air browse. And now scroll down.
Gather information. That's amazing.
There you go. So you just click gather information. Just click it.
Yeah. So I've got a box that's appeared there that says description details.
Well, hang on. So it hasn't done what it's supposed to do. So just close that for a second.
Yep.
Sorry, you're a little bit delayed. Right. Click on the. Drag that onto your character sheet. Your character sheet.
Yeah, done.
Okay, sorry.
It's active.
I'm watching what you're doing on stream and it's delayed. It's click active, correct. So you can add any of those exploration activities you might want to do. You can also go through the list and add any downtime activities you might want to do. So for instance, Nagruk in downtime, if you're crafting, you might want to just add crafting to your downtime tab and then you can activate it whenever you're ready. Okay, so as the rest of the group kind of hunker down and get some food and really just kind of chill out in the tavern, Garin kind of starts to kind of spread himself about a little bit, starts talking to some of the other patrons, then kind of goes for a wander around Nivacta's crossing. So now what you can do is you can make a diplomacy check. However, you get a +2 circumstance bonus for doing so. I need to not look at the stream now because it's distracting me. Just it's like a 10-second delay on where we are with what I'm doing and it's confusing me. So, Medi, you've got a...
Sorry, I was sidetracked myself.
Diplomacy?
Yeah, incoming.
+2.
Crafting, spell casting, inventory, proficiencies. So diplomacy +2.
Yeah, so it's in the chat. It's the one it's in the chat. Everything that I ask you to roll should always be rolled, if possible, unless I say otherwise, from the chat window.
I don't think it's actually +2, but there we go.
You didn't tell it to, did you?
No, sorry.
So when you roll, yeah, you need to select a token. Okay, because I'm not. Okay, 16 is okay. All right. Can you do me a favour? Can you roll a d10?
That's a 9.
9. You're kind of wandering over towards the bar, and it looks like a farmer. A couple of farmers kind of sat at a table, just supping their beer kind of quietly. Did I hear rightly? Those travellers that came through the other day talking about some strange plant life and fungi that had been spotted in the wilds to the west. Claimed it wasn't natural to the stolen lands. The other one kind of nods and goes, yeah, I heard that as well. Some strange kind of, I think he said fungi. Yeah, I heard plant life. Well, that's interesting. We'll have to keep our eye out for it. Make sure it doesn't do anything nasty to our plants and our crops. I agree with you, Garrick. That's right. We need to do that. And then they kind of start talking about Daisy the cow and has stopped milking.
I'll mooch over and I'll politely ask them, hello, my friends. I couldn't help but overhear you mention about strange plant life and fungi to the west. We're heading west at the moment. Whereabouts are these oddities?
Looks at you kind of a bit blankly. Can't say I know, sir. Just that's what I heard from a traveller that came from that way.
It's just that we're in
a couple of days ago.
We're a very important mission for Lady Jemani.
Oh, okay.
And it'd be nice just to know that the roads are clear ahead.
Well, I don't travel west and south of the river.
Sounds like a wise thing to me, sir.
It is. Are you heading that way?
It looks like we are. We're not very wise by the looks of it.
Well, I wish you luck, my friend. And he kind of raises his glass, his wooden stein to you.
Why, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
May your crops grow plentifully, if that's such a word.
Okay. He nods back at you. All right. Anybody else want to do anything this evening before we? So you can probably unclick the gather information on your and make it unactive now.
Yep.
Okay. Happy days. All right. You wait the following day. Let us advance time by. What kind of time are you going to get yourselves up and ready for?
Dawn. As long as it gives us enough sleep without being fatigued or anything.
It's snowing?
Yeah. Well, it is Abadius, which is winter. You wake the following day. The chill in the air has turned to snow. The temperatures have dropped. You kind of step outside, and the horses, as you're kind of saddling them up or hitching them to the cart, you can their stamp, their feet, and their breath kind of trails out in this rather unpleasant weather.
Goodness me, it's looking cold weather gear.
I was going to say, that's amazing you got cold weather gear. I'm going to go and... Is there anywhere in town to look for cold weather gear?
There absolutely is places in town, in the Victor's Crossing. However, because it's cold and you're asking for cold weather gear,
the price is going to go up.
Price is going up.
If we had a fortune teller with us.
It is 5 silver pieces for anybody who doesn't have cold weather gear who needs to buy it.
Yeah,
is that just a cloak, or is it like a whole set of?
Set.
Oh, is it gonna?
It's a whole set of clothing. It would go over top of your normal clothing.
Oh, okay, so it's not going to ruin the line of my nice new jacket and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll hide it.
Oh.
It'll hide it.
I don't have any other clothing, just cold weather clothing.
Well,
alright, fine, let's do it.
Storing gear is classed as instead of armor, so you've got armor, you wouldn't have.
So 5 silver.
5 silver, yeah. So we click the minus, we go to silver, we do take 5 off, and then we do control space.
Does it go into armor?
That just doesn't have character sheet.
And it should be under clothing, cold weather, and we just drag that onto our equipment sheet, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you tick it to equip it, and you can equip that and clothing, which is fine. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. You can't have a dual cloak as well.
Okay.
It's just lucky I bought it.
It is very lucky that you bought it.
Indeed.
Yes. Okay, following day then. So it's cold, it's a bit drizzly, it's not very pleasant. It is currently sort of 8:30 in the morning. let's go back to our exploration. What are you doing? Now we are heading into the wilds itself as you go west.
Let's go.
So remember, for the moment, you are still in open territory. The road still continues west along the northern banks of the River Shrike. That is taking you in a general direction of Oleg's trading post. So you are more than welcome to follow that road, or you can strike out on your own in a different random direction.
I suggest we just beeline. Right. I thought it. Let's follow the road.
Okay.
We have a cart, so we follow the road 1 to 2 hectares.
No, because you're kind of now into a situation where you do need to take a little bit more care as you kind of travel out of the immediate. You get the sense. So one of the things you'll have learned last night while you're in the Victor's Crossing, further west from here, the wilds really start. And although there's parts of it running up to the what everybody locally calls the Crooked Falls, the northern bank and to some degree the southern bank are still populated by some farms, and it's still kind of agriculture and arable land that's been farmed and tilled. It is much less patrolled, much more dangerous.
Cool.
So move 1 and explore.
Sounds
You can
good.
move 1, so you can move 1 and explore, or you could just move 2. So you can move 2, but you're now not reconnoitering for anything that might be interesting in that area.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to move 2 to begin with until we get off the road.
Okay?
Well, the
You are
village
in control.
with bandits. So
Yeah, we'll be all right this time. Sure.
well, I'm thinking we're supposed to be hunting them.
How come Medi when he
So,
in a hex,
anyone
he
going to
can
stop me
run,
moving a second square? Everyone okay with a second square?
I want to reconnoiter.
Sorry, Dart, what was that?
when you mouse over a hex, it comes up with a tooltip. Well, I don't get that.
I don't know either. I thought we got
That's
that.
not
Rest
relevant,
over it says hinterlands open terrain.
Yeah. Right, so we're a long way from Oleg's.
Yeah, but this is what was.
Alright, cool. So
We're in the county now, aren't we?
We're in
cool.
the wildlands.
Okay. All right. So you push on following the road for
the south tonight.
For the second day, and we are going to the party sheet campaign. All right. So let me just clear that. Let me just reset this. Okay, so we've moved 2. Okay, we are good. Right, I am going to share the prepare campsite with everybody. Okay, so who is preparing the camp?
Somebody with survival, please.
I have survival. I think Dart's better at survival than I am. I think Cass is better still.
Darak, yeah.
Sorry.
You can only do 1 action. So bear that in mind. So yeah, so just bear that in mind. If you're going to prepare a campsite, 1 person needs to do it, and then we progress from there.
Darek, Ember, either of you want to take the job?
I said I'm going out hunting.
You're going out hunting. Cool. Okay.
Well, I was going hunting with my wolf, so wouldn't that be better?
Fair enough. There we go.
I've got
Okay.
the feet subsist, so I'm guaranteed to find food. That's why I'm the gatherer in the party.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I literally can't fail it.
Okay, so pick your tasks of what you are doing. I don't know that you needed to be. You weren't cooking a meal. Yeah, you can now. I think drag yourself onto here as well. So I think you can prepare the camp, and then everybody can get an action. So
And a campfire story, Medi.
A campfire story, organising watches, hunting and gathering, camouflaging the campsite. Okay, make your rolls, everybody.
We're not all on there.
We're not all on there.
Deliberately not doing stuff.
Oh, hey,
Sorry.
Barristan.
Good
What is
evening.
Barristan doing?
I don't know. What does
Yeah, I'll
cooking
get
skill require?
I got camp management. I can't come off enhanced campfire, but I'll go into camp management because I've got survival.
But you're in 2 now.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to get myself off enhanced campfire. Thank you.
I'll just push you off.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, camp management is pretty useful.
Oh, what do they do?
You can click on the purple.
Manage the shit out of the campfire. At the
Nicely
campfire.
done.
Management on a critical success allows everybody to do 2 activities. On a normal success, it allows 1 person to do 2 activities.
I'm not rolled higher than the 5 today.
Okay.
Am I cooking a meal then?
Is it called failure?
Well, we'll come to that in a second. I just want to...
How is that the organised watch roll?
Perhaps I should have done the organised watch.
Okay. Right, bear with me a second, because happy days, we have potentially got... I need to do something. I lost the roll.
We're all doomed. I think Jet's got the right idea. Let's just do a snowball fight.
Okay, cool. All right. Gotcha. Okay, keep going. Anybody else needing to roll? So we've got camp management was a success. So that means one person may make another camping action.
Who can cook?
Would you like me to try and do my performance again? Can I do that?
Yeah,
Hang on a
sure.
minute.
No, you've failed. So I think it's got to be a different camping action. So let me just check activities. Other things that you can do blend into the night. I don't know. I'll just enable all these and you can have a look at them. Bolster confidence.
Well, I can probably do that.
Set alarms. Set traps. Wilderness survival. I'll add those. There are some others for now. There are some others we can add, but I'm not going to do that for now. All right.
So what's the wilderness survival one then?
Adds to cooking meal or tree disease.
Ah, right, okay.
There's no clicky dice button for bolster confidence.
I think it's just a permanent thingy.
Checks on all other camping activities. So, checks on all other camping activities gain a +1 circumstance bonus. If the person is master in performance, becomes a +2. So, bolster confidence, you probably just want to do it if that's what you're going to do, rather than telling, or you choose to tell a story. It depends what's more critical for you.
Bolster confidence every time.
How did... hunting and gathering didn't go well. Okay, next up. So, your choices are rations or skip a meal. Everybody...
Could I have tried to cook a special? Discover a special meal.
I had to pop downstairs. Oh, right, please.
No worries. Cook a special meal. You don't know any recipes for special meals yet. So
Can I try and discover one?
yes, you can drag yourself onto the Discover Special Meal option and then select the
I don't satisfy the skill requirements apparently.
You don't
I
have
need to
to.
be trained
You
in
need
cooking
cooking
law. Yeah, so I can't do that.
Okay, need to be trained in cooking law. Alright, so no you can't.
Welcome to our world.
Now you can do cook meal because that just uses survival. But nobody's having anything other than... So now if you go to here, there are some... Oh, I've given you the haggis recipe. You don't actually know the haggis recipe. You haven't learnt it.
Do we know the hearty meal recipe?
Well,
Yes.
looks like it's survival anyway, so yeah.
Yeah.
Guess we can see
So Drag. So Shell said he was going to have rations. He's dragged himself to rations. Okay. If anybody wants to risk having a basic meal or a hearty meal, drag themselves over. Barristan is cooking this evening.
I have trusted Barristan.
Everybody's come to
Well, as we determined, it doesn't lose you anything if we fail.
You just don't, unless you get a critical failure.
Yeah.
And I suspect failure to prepare camp will affect
yeah.
your failure here. Your
Okay.
I can't take myself off there. That was there from last time, and it won't let me take.
Drag it from the top.
Right. Okay. There we go.
Okay, so we have consumed a ration. Okay. All sorts going on here. Dice are rolling like crazy. Ignore all these dice rolls because that's just me clicking random buttons because it's a bit delayed. Alright, so the net effect are as they happened. Okay.
Zed, I failed on the roll for hunting gathering.
Yeah.
But I can't fail. That's the feat I've got. It says, while using survival to subsist, you roll any results worse than a success, you get a success. On a success, you can provide subsistence living for yourself on 4 additional creatures. And then at least I can take twice as much.
So does that mean if you get a critical fail, you just get a fail?
I just get... Yes. No, I don't even get a fail. I just get a success. I can't get anything apart from a success, is how it's actually worded.
Yeah. I need to figure out if that's programmed in and working. I think it is.
Well, it said how many ingredients I got, which sounds like a lot for someone that failed. I've got 14 basic ingredients.
You didn't fail, did you? You'll get a minimum success. Did you hit add?
No.
Okay, I have. Okay, there we go. Sorted. Alright.
So we'll always get something from my foraging. Is my degree of success is how much we get.
Yeah. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick 10-minute break and we're going to come back in 10 minutes and you're probably going to be rolling for initiative.
Should we roll now?
No, because I need to set everything up. So.
Sorry.
Thank you. Cool. I'm having so much fun tonight.
Right, so back at 9.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
So closing the eating window now.
Yeah, you can close all that down now. I'll come back to it and we'll finish it off. Shortly.
As always, I've got questions, right? If I click the X to close that, can I just say Z, can I have the window back? Or is there a way to read it?
Yeah, no, I have to give you it back. Okay. I wonder if... Yeah, give me 10 minutes, everybody. Just bugger off. Do what you need to do while I figure the heck out what I'm doing. I didn't mean that in that rude, kind of condescending way, by the way. But I am trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing.
Okay, so wait. That's the game, isn't it?
What was that, Dar?
What's the skill of casting?
Subsistence.
With songs from the soul, and rock the druid with secrets untold. Every story's so grand with friends and foes. Together we stand, exploring the wilds through thick and thin. In this epic quest, let the adventure begin. Swashbuckler, daring and bright, Newkirk the fighter, fierce in the fight, and Ember the rogue, with skills that thrill. Together they embark on an epic ordeal. land of Golarion, where the tales unfold, with Barist and the cleric, with magic to behold. Garen, the bard, with songs from the soul, and Durak, the druid, with secrets untold. Every story's so grand, with friends and foes, together we stand, exploring the wilds through thick and thin. In this epic quest, let the adventure begin. Oh. This swashbuckler, daring and bright, Nurkut the fighter, fierce in the fight, and Ember the rogue, with skills that thrill. Together they embark on an epic ordeal. And trials, we shall prevail. With our kingdom rising, we will never fail. From the stolen lands to the throne we claim, Pathfinder Kingmaker will make our name. Oh, oh. From the stolen lands to the throne we claim. First the land of Golarion, where the tales unfold, with Barist and the cleric, with magic to behold. Garen, the bard, with songs from the soul, and Durak, the druid, with secrets untold. Every story's so grand, with friends and foes, together we stand, exploring the wilds through thick and thin. In this epic quest, let the adventure begin. Oh. This swashbuckler, daring and bright, Nurkut the fighter, fierce in the fight, and Ember the rogue, with skills that thrill. Together they embark on an epic ordeal.
I'll be interested to know the adverts you see when you're watching it, because I have my adverts unchecked. Should be none. Don't show up in replay.
Battles and trials, we shall prevail. With our kingdom rising, we will never fail. From the stolen lands to the throne we claim, Pathfinder Kingmaker will make our name. Oh, oh.
I do love the music though.
From the stolen lands to the throne we claim. First the land of Golarion, where the tales unfold, with Barist and the cleric, with magic to behold. Garen, bar with songs from the soul, and Durak the druid with secrets untold. Every story's so grand, with friends and foes, together we stand, exploring the wilds through thick and thin in this epic.
My internet is going
You're
funny. My
frozen.
internet is going odd.
Mm.
Here you're going off.
Yeah.
Go keep the boys off the internet.
It's not just you, it's like me as well.
Is this
That's good.
Actually, there we go.
There we go. Sorry, Mehdi, we just wrecked your stream.
Wasn't you guys? It was Jeff Discord.
Yeah. I was getting 5,000 millisecond ping.
You should sue them for lost earnings.
There's cajillion pounds, which now means I have to quit everything to get my camera working.
Then we had a choice there, Maddie.
No, we didn't.
I don't. Oh, that's
You had NVIDIA broadcast already running. You should be alright. Just need to refresh.
No, it doesn't do it.
Oh, it does for me.
Right, so I don't. You don't hear my answer about you asking about caves. It depends it depends on the geology of the underground land. You don't just get caves. You need to have certain types of rock underneath.
Aha!
You have a
Back
cave.
just in time for Medi's stream to restart.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
that
a
did say okay.
Chiselev's cave nearby me.
Yeah. So what type of stone are they?
It's limestone.
Yeah, there you go. So you need limestone. So you don't get cave assistance without limestone. It's a fact, undeniable fact of the universe.
Exploring the
They
wilds
built
through
a,
thick and thin in this
kind of
epic
shelter
quest.
underneath
Let the
the white cliffs of
adventure
Dover underneath the castle.
begin.
But they didn't realise that limestone doesn't protect against nuclear fallout.
Medi, are we back?
We are back. Yes, I had to change screens.
No.
Did you say I could change to hills, by the way, Ned?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Continue.
Yes.
Because that's when we went wrong.
Yes. Okay.
So,
You are starting to think about setting watches. Your first foray into slightly more wild territory has left you a little bit, I want to say, you're not quite convinced of kind of what you're doing to create a solid, secure camp. The stories that Garin tells you around the campfire as you eat a somewhat lackluster meal of rations and hardtack and very watery soup. to fall flat. They don't really give you any kind of sense of safety and happiness being out here. And then all of a sudden, you hear 3 sort of whistling sounds. And I'm going to roll a dice. I'm going to pull you to a map that I thought you were already on. It is cold. It's miserable. You have a campfire. You're kind of all huddled. I'm not going to put the horses on here, but there are horses. So you found yourself a small sort of old stone wall, perhaps from times gone by when farmers and other settlers tried to settle parts of the stolen lands. And you kind of huddle down here around a campfire. I need to get a campfire token I can put on the map. As I say, you hear a whistle. Oh, ouch. Okay, so I'm going to start with Darak at 1.
Medi, you're still on the wave screen.
I'm waiting for the screen to load up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so firstly, Nagruk, an arrow comes screaming out of the darkness. Let's see whether it hits you. Oops, what is that? Initiative. Yeah, okay. Everybody can roll perception. It's fine.
Oh, sorry. Are we rolling for initiative?
You can roll for initiative. Yes. You all have to use perception. Okay. So the first, an arrow comes screaming out of the woods, out of the tree line near you, slams into the ground just where your hand was seconds ago, and then Garin.
Question when you've got a moment.
Just give me a second. I'm trying to manipulate about 3 different things at once. So,
Can you boot me from the game, please?
boot you from the game?
Yeah, please.
You've dropped anyway. Why
He's finally had enough.
Have you had enough of this? Don't tell me your game's crashed and your PC's crashed and everything's crashed, has it?
It's going really, really slow. I loaded into Foundry. But it's because I think you tagged me, so I thought I'd rage quit.
I'll say just because you're not in doesn't mean you can't be shot.
Okay.
Getting a lot of dice roll. That worries me.
Can't do my pet, by the way, Zed.
That worked.
Yeah, you can add your pet to the initiative tracker.
It won't let me toggle the combat status on him.
Your pets goes on your initiative, actually, Dart. So.
Oh, okay.
Acts during your turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually. Okay, so these arrows come screaming out of the darkness, and we then go to initiative, and we begin the encounter. Nagruk, you get to go first. He's going very slow tonight.
So, Zed, we're still currently land speed 40. So we move to engage, we're going to be zipping across the map.
Just everybody drop the mounted effect.
I don't have. I wouldn't.
You don't have it. You don't need to drop it. If you have it, just drop it.
All right. Do I know which direction the arrow came from? Thinking backwards.
So there's the first thing. You have to use a seek action to try and figure out where it came from.
Do a seek. What's that, perception or something?
It is a perception check, yes.
All right, let's be all percepty then. Oh, I am percepty. There you go.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So it came from this direction over here.
All right. Well, game's paused. I can't move. 1, 2, 3.
That's why the PC's going slow. Windows Defender decided to just do a complete antivirus check.
Okay. I wonder if they just pushed out an update.
Okay, so somewhere near you, so you can probably see the token on the screen. You okay? So your second action is to move to there. You think you're in the rough vicinity of where this arrow came from. You can attempt to attack the target, but firstly, I will need a I will need you to do this.
Is that because of the snow, Zed?
No, they're just hidden. They're in the tree line. They're hidden and concealed. So. All right. So you're not quite sure where the target is at the moment.
All right. So I can't like wildly swing out and hope for the best.
Correct. Yes. So you're still trying to find your target. And you're not sure where it is.
Okay. Well, that was 2 actions. Was that an action? What you just made me do?
No, that is yes, because it's part of your attack action. You have to do it. Hold on. Let me just read this. While you're hidden from a creature, that creature knows the space you're in but can't tell precisely where you are. You typically become hidden, blah, 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 blah. Only precisely remains hidden rather than observed. A creature you're hidden from is to must succeed, or it fails to affect you. So I would say that was your third action, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. So I won't raise my shield then.
Correct.
So,
oh, wait a minute. You made a successful... sorry, hang on. Scratch that. You know where it is because your perception check to seek was successful. So your third action will be to attack him. Go for it.
Okay. Actually, you know what? We are going to try and trip him.
Okay. Knocks him flat.
Okay, that's what I could do.
Cool. He's prone. All right. Cool. Shell. You watch as the other orc suddenly goes barreling across out from the camp as you see several arrows kind of slam in from different directions. Out in the darkness. Well, actually, not in the darkness to you. Out up in the just on the edge of your vision, you can see Nagruk is flailing around with his flail at something.
But so Nigruk's a big lad, so he's probably got that. Arrows came from other directions as well, right?
Yes.
Mechanics question. Sorry to be a bit of a prick about all this. It's probably because I've got dark vision, but I can see blobs on the map. Am I supposed to be?
That's fine.
Cool, so I know where they're from.
No, you don't know where they're from.
Okay. Cool. So I'll make a perception check to see if I can figure out where the other arrows came from.
Sorry. Okay. So you know roughly where they are. You can move up and engage if you wish, but until you succeed at a seek action to actually spot where they are, you will always be making a flat check when you attack them.
Cool. Okay.
So that's kind of how it works.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Gary, you rolled diplomacy for your initiative.
Oh, god damn it!
So
keep checking that.
Sensible action. I think an arrow came from the south, so I'm gonna head south.
All right, go for it.
It's the same as my. Oh no, it's not.
1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, and then the first diagonal is 5.
Yeah.
25. 30 to here.
Yeah.
And then perform a seek action.
Go for it.
Did you have to jump over that wall?
Which is a perception check.
Yes.
Like that.
And it would be against their... Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can see a figure crouched down amongst some low scrub, sort of a short bow by his side. So you have one action left.
I will do the thing which the other orc isn't bright enough to do, and I will raise my shield. I have my buckler equipped.
Nicely done.
If I yeah.
If you take 2 off my score, that should take it to my perception.
You've dropped yourself off the tracker, so you might as well just put yourself back on and re-roll with the proper score. Derek, you're up.
I'll wait Garen to roll just in case he's next.
Gary?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out how to change my type.
Go into the character sheet and the drop down to the left hand, halfway down. It says initiative. And then this
There you go. I've changed it for you, so just hit your initiative now.
There you go. He's performing. He's fast.
But actually, I'm going to slightly penalise him and put him to just below you.
I would do that, yes, because it should be.
Derek, you're up.
I can't see the one that's by Shell, I assume.
Technically, no. It would be still concealed to you. Yes.
I thought so.
There's obviously something in that direction though, because you've watched the shells kind of leapt over the wall, headed across in a fairly deliberate direction, and then suddenly paused, slightly crouched, raising his shield, as if he's expecting trouble.
Okay, so I'll do a perception check.
Okay.
See perception.
Go for it. Yeah, you also will see the figure here crouching on the edge of some low shrubbery, bow kind of in hand. Looks like he's starting to reach for another arrow.
Why not? In which case, I shall cast.
Okay, you hit. Roll your damage.
Nice score.
All right. As you're kind of raising your shield and starting to, kind of get yourself ready for the brace for the attack, you hear something whistle past you, and you watch as three. Well, actually, you don't quite know what happens, except there are sort of 3 puncture holes just appear in various parts of this figure, and it just kind of falls to the ground and collapses. That's it, Derek. You're done.
Yep.
Garen, you're up. You have 2 arrows. You have 2 arrows in the ground near where you were sitting.
With a flourish, I shall spin my loot around, and then I won't put you through the pain of it, but I'll cast that.
Okay. Centered on you, then.
So if you want to drag that spell effect on yourselves, guys.
Does my pet get it as well?
Yes, your pet would get it as well.
So it
There
might
you go.
start howling and sing along.
All right. I will get rid of the
Purple blob.
purple blob. Happy days. All right. Nicely done. I think you still have 2 actions left, though, Mr. Garen.
So I'll just move to there, and that's it.
Barristan, you are up. As Barristan stepped away.
Probably.
Let's bump him down the tracker, maybe.
Yeah, looks like it. Okay. We'll skip Barristan for a second. Ember, you're up.
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
My hunt prey says I must see or hear my prey to be
Correct.
able to
So the first thing you'll need to do is take a seek action to see if you can see your prey.
Also, my wolf has a scent perception as well as low light perception.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Means you can smell well. You'll need to make a perception check, but you can do so by nose. Remember though, your wolf can't act independently. Okay. So your wolf can absolutely make a scent check to see if it can see where it is, but I'm not sure it's going to help you.
Yeah, I'll just use a perception.
Yeah. Okay. Frickin' heck, Dart. Which one were you looking at?
I'm looking at this one over here.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that location there. So he is there. Yeah, you can see another figure crouching down. Looks like he's kind of probably slightly distracted as this half-orc has kind of not running, but striding with purpose across from the camp towards one of his companions, and his companion just seemingly fell down dead. So he's looking a little bit alarmed, but you can see him, yes.
Okay, I'm going to use I'm going to use my hunt prey.
Okay, so second action is to use your hunt prey.
How do I get it to on him though? Oh, I presume I tick the
correct.
Target your hunt
yes.
prey.
Correct.
And first attack on hunt prey this round, so I'm going to shoot him with my longbow.
Okay, go for it. And then that is your three actions.
Wait, how close is he to me?
Yeah, you see, longbows are not great. You really, you might have caused yourself a bit of a problem with a longbow. Because you've got it's volley 30 feet, isn't it? So you've got to be outside. It's got to be. So
okay,
hang on.
-2 penalty, I think.
Well, you can move back.
He's just 30 feet, so you're okay.
Okay.
I love that.
It is the feat that counters it later on. But...
Okay. So that's going to hit Dart. Roll your damage.
Got the -2 on volley there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So he has got the -2. Doesn't matter. So you need to be outside. It needs to be further than 30 feet then.
I still hit.
You still hit. Roll your damage.
Roll your damage.
10 damage.
How come
you lose an arrow, and in fact, maybe, no, you lose an arrow, and the would-be assailant just kind of gurgles a little bit and falls out of the bush that he was kind of crouching in. That's it. Okay, so we go to the last surviving bandit, and then I'll pull Barristan back in. The bandit... Go on.
There's a precision. Did you do the speak enemy thing, Dart?
Yeah.
Cool.
No.
Okay.
No, I did the seek to do the perception.
Okay, so I think it's added a precision thing to your roll. What I found with my swashbuckler is there's a load of ticky boxes you need to work around on the damage rolling screen because it doesn't automate them, and it kept trying to give me extra dice when I didn't need them. So it's something that I've got like a page, a sticky note of notes on the wall that I need to pay attention to. Because there it's had
that precision might be his first hunter attack on his first hunted prey damage, because it's a D8, I believe.
Yeah, I get that from my precision.
Yeah, but you need to cast hunted prey first to do it. Yeah.
Tactical what?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does, and he did.
Cool.
Okay, so
sorry.
That was my second action.
no, that was your third action.
No, my third action.
Hunt Prey was the second one.
Hunt prey. So your first one was seek. Your second one was hunt prey. Your third one was shoot.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, sorry, I missed that. It makes sense though.
Okay, so this figure is rising from prone. I need to double check something on the Grook.
I think he has.
Yeah, move action. You may make a reactive strike against him, Nagruk, if you wish, as he tries to stand up.
Yeah, we'll be doing some of that.
Okay. Bloody hell! Runs critical damage. Okay. With a no, you don't, laddie. You smack this bandit down with your flail. Hitting the top of his head with the ball of your flail, and there is a sickening crunch, and the figure just collapses back down into the dirt. And everything around you seems to kind of go quiet and calm.
Nice.
All right.
We check the bodies for treasure.
Yeah.
What's
I
a
mean, I guess
stag,
it's got-
stag lord amulet?
Hang on. I need to just do something so they don't have.
Folks, when I think we're okay to move silver pieces into the party stash, aren't we?
Yeah, you're fine with that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just move mine over to the party on the doom unit.
Right. Ignore the Stag Lord amulet. They actually don't have it,
So
so I'm just deleting it from them.
So as I'm going to call out to the party, they've got some food and some crap gear and some silver. So should we just take the silver and leave them to decompose?
Do you think we should take the food?
Take the food.
Okay, we'll take the food as well.
I'd say possibly bury the bodies so we don't attract predators during the night.
We could let the
And have a
predators
pack
bury
of
the
wolves.
bodies.
Yeah, but the predators.
It's cold. The
Steal
bodies
the
don't
bodies.
decompose and they don't emit stuff because they'll get buried in the snow. It'll be fine. They'll find them in spring.
It's part of the eco culture.
Thank you very much. I'm very ecologically aware.
Oh, can I take one of those short bows?
Yes, you can do.
I'm going
But
back.
you've got a hand crossbow, a longbow, a short bow, and a spear. So just bear in mind you are going to hit a bulk limit here.
And a violin bow.
And a partridge. Sorry.
What you have is you have a ranger who should be quite light on their feet, has a longbow slung over her shoulder, a branch spear, a very nice ornate looking spear also strapped across her back, a dagger, a hand crossbow, and a short bow. Okay.
Does it become a point where it gets
Some
entangled
of
with
that
each
stuff's
other?
supposed to be in my backpack.
You
So
can't put
in-
any of them in your backpack.
No.
Put my daggers in the backpack. Well, actually, no, they're just sheathed around my body on different sheathy things.
And that 6 foot
Point is-
spear will fit nicely in that backpack.
No,
The
I'm
point
not
is, you
classed for
shouldn't
that in
be-
a backpack.
You shouldn't be a walking armory, is the point.
What was I trying to do?
You were trying to take. You were carrying everything. You were taking a short bow.
Yeah, there's still silver pieces and rations on this corpse.
I know.
Put them in the pads.
But yeah, we'll take all that off the bodies, the food especially.
Right. I will do that for you. Don't panic.
Cheers, boss.
Don't panic, Dart. I will do
I'm
it.
panicking.
And now we can.
Right.
Shell particularly found that quite tiring because she didn't get to kill anyone, so it's gonna curl up in her sleeping bag and have a nap.
Yep, same.
Okay. All right. You have a fight. You pitch your tents. Let's go to the rest.
Oh, rain.
The snow gives way overnight to rain.
It's a good job I bought wet weather gear.
I hope Cass will wet weather gear. God, I'd be gutted otherwise.
You may make any preparations that you would normally do at the beginning of the day. So feel free to do that.
I'm going to go and have a pee behind the bush.
Yeah, I'm thinking more for people like Darak, Barristan, who may, and Garin, who may change spells if they need to.
Barristan's definitely also going for a pee.
Yeah, okay, Barristan goes for a pee. Okay.
Different bush? Same bush.
Well, one little bit along, you know.
That's not a bush.
All right, next day. So, just a comment. I know people want to get from A to B fairly quickly. Just make sure the group agrees if you're moving one and reconnoitering the hex, or you're moving two before you start moving two hexes. All right. What are you doing? You wake. You break down camp. Breaking down camp and all that kind of stuff is assumed to be part of that overnight rest scenario. Following day, as I say, the temperature is warm slightly. The snow has given way to a damp and rather nasty rain. Temperature is, as I say, it's warmer, but it's not amazing.
Right. My suggestion would be we move one. Now we're out in the Badlands and have a look around.
Well, I'm going to recant what I heard at the inn about these plant things and fungi to the west. Plant life that's that these farms were worried about. That I heard a tale of.
No, he said to find out where these bandits came from in case there's more of them in this area.
There's always more bandits.
That's what we're here to do.
The bandits have nothing on them to indicate who they were or where they came from.
So we need to search the area anyway to find out where they came from. There'll be a camp somewhere that they came from. There may be more bandits. Remember what the charter is. We're here to actually clear out the bandits and tame the wildlands.
No, we're here to, we've been asked to go to Oleg's trading post and talk to them about their bandits problem, which is over there.
Yeah.
That's what we've been asked to do.
That's further into the Badlands, but we're actually taming the Badlands, and we're in the Badlands now. So you want to leave the bit between Oleg's trading post, which is possibly where the bandits are actually living, and your lady unexplored in case there could be a bandit camp there ready to attack the village, ready to attack Oleg's again. You just want to walk straight past them all.
What do you mean again?
Research.
What do you mean again? But I mean, okay, so I'm just to be clear here. I love the idea of exploring and finding some cool stuff. What I don't want to do is get bogged down visiting each hex around us doing a search, and then moving forward visiting each hex around us doing a search on repeat, because I think that would really bog the game down.
Okay. Yes, and so far we've done 2 travels. We haven't done any exploring at all. So how is that actually bogging it down doing it? You want us to keep moving now?
Yeah, so we go to, if we move to the next square, we explore it.
I thought our missive was to go to Oleg's and then work from there.
Yeah, I think we should be heading off towards Oleg and wiping out bandits on the way, and when we get to Oleg, we'll be able to
I'm going off exploring. I don't care about the rest of the party, I'm going off exploring, because that is what our charter is. To explore the area, find the bandits.
Okay.
That wasn't part of my charter.
No.
Okay, so we're splitting the party, right? That's fine. We can absolutely do that.
Before we do that, Zed, can you remind us what the charter is?
The charter is to go to Oleg's trading post and help them with their bandit problem.
So they will likely have more information about where the bandits are coming from, or at least which direction. So
Indeed.
Personally, I think we should head there.
Hot foot it to all Oleg's, yeah.
Kill
As a
bandits
party.
on the way, as a party.
Please.
But if
Please.
you want to split, and then we speak to people there and see if we can get some more information.
So let me just make something else clear. You absolutely do need to travel to a hex, explore it, travel to the next hex, explore it.
Yeah.
That is part and parcel of what a chunk of this scenario campaign requires you to do. That becomes way more obvious when you get to kingdom level stuff.
No, that's fine.
I just want to be clear, right? So some of these hexes have very valuable resources that you want to be thinking about mining and tracking the location of. You can't do that. So Kath's right. You can't do that unless you reconnoiter each hex. That's the first thing. But equally, right now, Shell is also right in that you need to get to Oleg's to figure out who the bandits are and what you need to do with them. So you've got to balance those two things together. Right now, your charter is not to create a kingdom; it's to get to Oleg's and solve their bandit problem.
Quick query on this stuff, Sad.
Yep.
If we explore, I do the exploration thing. Does that make that hex easier to travel?
Yes, because it allows you to map the hex, and therefore it counts as known to you. And so once you have a path through known hexes, you're able to effectively just move at your normal pace without needing
exploring in a straight line.
Most probably, yes.
Sounds good. We'll know then a path back to and from Restov to Oleg's trading post.
Bravo.
Sounds good.
And if we want to branch off to kind of find the mines, we can kind of follow this laid road, right?
Which is more like what I'm saying. Explore this hex, then move on.
But we're not going chasing bandits, are we?
Well, it depends what we find in here. If we find the bandit camps in here, we wipe them on, move on. I'm not on about searching for the bandit camp in this area. We're in an area where we've just been attacked by bandits.
Right. Okay. Right, hang on. So I just need to do something here. So you should see a bunch of... Because I had the wrong thing turned on.
Okay, cool. Let's explore the hex and then move.
Give me a sec. Right. Okay, so you are here. So you've... So just so that I'm clear, so can you see 3 hexes that are blue now?
No, sorry.
Yes. The ones that we've been on before.
Okay.
Restov.
Yeah, the brewery and the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine are still green, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Green.
Okay.
You have to turn on the tab at the coloured... Show coloured hexes on the left of the left panel where you have select.
Oh, beautiful. Thanks, Dad.
I finally figured out why your terrain thing was showing.
Ah, right, yeah. I see those 3. So those
are the 3 that you know about, because those are mapped, because they're part of the Kingdom of Brevoy. So I'm just going to do this really quickly.
Are we following this road along the side of the river then?
We are indeed, yeah. It's going to branch up north.
I didn't notice the road closely.
Okay, so you have 2. Now we've all kind of understood our goals. You have 2 actions today.
Right.
So you're currently sort of, you can hear in the distance, you can hear water, kind of, you've come off the road, you're near a set of waterfalls that run down, or that take the Shrike River down into the the Rostland hinterlands to the west.
Okay. And we're not going that way, are we?
You
So we need-
are, because you need to get to Oleg's.
Sorry.
Yes, then far west.
Where is
Oleg's is far west of us, so we can either go northeast on the road.
I don't
or
really want to go off the road because we don't know where Oleg's is exactly, and this
That
road
makes
will go
sense.
to Oleg's.
Can I suggest then we we follow the road, and then we search that hex to see if there's any more bandit activity?
Why don't we
Okay.
search the hex we're on right now?
Because then we'll be our second activity will be
Is
moving
move.
into a hex, and we won't have a second explore activity.
No.
So
We
we'll
could
be
do the
effectively
next
camping
one,
for the night in an unexplored hex, which will give us negatives to the situation. Sorry to break character. That sounds
Does
boring.
it?
Huh? I didn't understand any of that.
Does camping in an unexplored hex give penalties? I don't remember seeing anything.
Why not? I mean, from a character point of view, you move into an area and then you search it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Rather than
Probably
searching
before you
an
get
area
to
that
the-
you're in and then moving out of it.
We've just moved into this camp.
No, we've spent the night in this camp.
Yeah.
We've just been in the camp. We've just spent the night in it.
And then got ambushed.
We did by a random encounter. I mean, there's probably bandits everywhere, right? They looked at Earth. We couldn't we totally failed at starting a fire. We could barely cook, and they were like, "Yeah, let's scalp these dudes." It turns out the one thing that we were good at was stabbing people, which is a shame.
Are we going to turn into bandits?
We could do. You know, it's Kingmaker. It's fine. But if we move on to the next hex, we search it, do it a lot better this day, and then we keep moving. That seems sensible to me.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, on the code.
Sure is whether we follow the road or whether we just head straight west.
With the cart, we follow the road.
Well, the
Does that
town
make
will
any
be on a
difference?
road, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
Road's
assuming, am I correct Zed, in thinking Oleg's is pretty much here?
Yeah, that's
It is to the west of you. That's all you really know. So you're just going to have to find it and get to where you think it might be, and then you're going to have to reconnoiter the area until you find it.
Oh, you
good.
mean it's not on the road?
Or we just head west and reconnoiter then?
Yep.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so
I can do either.
So- So you want 2 squares totally unexplored rather than...
No, we've just said we're going to move west and reconnoiter.
Which will be this square and the previous square unexplored and
Yes.
reconnoitered.
correct.
So we reconnoitered this one. We've only got one that we haven't had.
No, we move west and reconnoiter, Kath. That's fine.
You go on. I'm reconnoitering this square. I'm not going to keep riding when the charter is to reconnoiter. I'm from this land. That's my job. I actually explore and help people.
Okay, so I'm going to... Medi, can you stop the stream?